The heart of every technical diving system is the backplate, with most backplates on the market looking something like this. We wanted to bring something clean and fresh to the market, and we've come up with an all-new S-Tek backplate that is made in a slightly different process to other backplates. It's what we call a 3D organically formed profile, and the way we manufacture it is similar to how they would make car panels for a motor vehicle. We actually have a mold that matches the shape that we want that backplate to be. We cut the profile of the backplate, and then using a few 100-ton press, we force that stainless steel into the exact shape that we want. It gives us a really nice, smooth profile without the normal bend or fold crease lines that other backplates have. It gives us more freedom in terms of the shape that that backplate has, and aesthetically, it gives us a really nice, smooth, clean finish. Some of the major features that you'll notice on our new backplate, number one is a carry handle. Obviously, if you're diving heavy twin tanks, you're not going to be using the carry handle, but we do know that a great many people are going to be using our backplates for single tank diving, and the handle is a really nice addition over there. We then have a few other really important changes. Number one is just the general finishing on this backplate. Every single edge on the insides of the holes, we've put these on a CNC mill, and we actually do a full radius on there to give it a really nice premium soft edge. We do exactly the same on all of the slots where the webbing runs through. And our reason for doing it on the slots is that it prevents the webbing that runs through those slots from getting frayed and getting damaged. We're getting fantastic test reports from our divers who've been test diving S-Tek that the webbing shows no signs of wear after months of use. So really important, that CNC milling process. In addition to that, we've spent a huge amount of time and energy on the placement of all of the holes and also the placement of the webbing slots. What we found traditionally, every backplate on the market, pretty much every backplate on the market, has the slots positioned in very much the same place. And it's one of those things where everyone just keeps doing what the last guys did, and it works. There's no question it works. We try to start with a clean slate, or what we said, we're going to take a clean plate approach with S-Tek, and we assumed there were no holes on this plate to begin with, and each and every hole was very deliberately plotted and placed in exactly the right position and at exactly the right angle in the case of the slots. And it gives us what we call EVO angle. We're calling EVO angle webbing slots. And all we mean by that is that where the continuous webbing runs from your waist through the plate, up to the top, across the back, and down the other side into the waist, the angle that the webbing goes in and out of the plate has been optimized for two things. Number one, for better comfort. And you'll actually, when you try this harness on, the webbing sits flatter against a diver's shoulders primarily and waist also. But number two, to reduce or eliminate the wear and tear on the webbing where it runs through the backplate. And EVO angle has definitely made a significant difference there, which has a knock-on effect. We've also managed to use slightly more flexible webbing as a result of the backplate not chewing up the webbing where it runs through the backplate. In terms of the number of holes, we cut the number of holes down dramatically from our previous S-Tek backplate, and as we said, very deliberately looked at which holes we needed for various things. So we have holes for, as you would expect, for mounting bungee cords for crotch straps. We have a back pad we're able to mount on that we need some for, obviously for mounting things like canister lights if you wanted to mount them up on the back plate. But in addition to that, the only extra holes that we've added are these four in the middle over here, which are for our new backplate trim weight pocket kit. And the trim weight pocket kit is really more for single tank recreational diving, and if you are traveling, it allows you to put a bit of extra lead, or cold water diving allows you to put a bit of extra ballast on the backplate. Another very big departure that we have on the S-Tek backplate is the wing nuts. A traditional wing nut that we're all used to for tech diving looks something like this, a stainless steel wing nut. Anyone who has used one of these with cold, wet hands knows that it can chew your fingers up, gets a bit uncomfortable, and some people battle to do these up tight enough by hand, especially when it's cold. So we took a new approach. We have what we're calling an ergo nut. And the ergo nut is a plastic molding that accepts a normal wing nut inside. It has a hollow shell. You take your regular stainless steel wing nut, you drop it in, you take the lid of the ergo nut, press fit it in place, And you now have something that functions exactly like a stainless steel wing nut, but is far more ergonomic, easy to grip, doesn't hurt your fingers, you can get more torque. And we even have a little O-ring placed in the bottom, which acts as a friction ring, basically, which helps to prevent it from accidentally coming loose. The second piece of the puzzle was to have a nice interface, so we don't have this wing nut sticking up against your back, where it could potentially catch on your dry suit or dry suit zip, something like that. And in the backplate, as part of the 3D forming process, we put in these wing nut recesses or sockets, and that is perfectly matched to the profile of the ergo nut. So once that ergo nut is in, you get a really nice smooth profile that won't touch your suit or damage your suit. Even if you're diving, whether you're diving wetsuit or dry suit, it's a far more ergonomic interface between the backplate and the diver. At the same time, it's much easier to tighten, much easier to loosen, and it has that friction ring which prevents the accidental loosening. We're producing the new S-Tek backplate in a stainless steel 316 version, which is also electro-polished for additional corrosion resistance. And then we're also doing a lightweight anodized aluminium version for traveling divers who like to travel with their backplate and wing. Both the stainless steel backplate and the aluminium backplate are available in two harness styles. First, we have the PureTech, which is a very basic Hogarthian style continuous webbing for serious technical diving. And then we have the Pro harness, which is an adjustable harness with some padding on, which is a comfortable, durable, hardcore beast.